Okay, and good morning. Today's saint of the day is Blessed Solonus Casey. So, Blessed Solonus Casey was born Barney Casey and would become one of the most beloved priests in New York and in Detroit, although he was not allowed to preach or to hear confessions. He was born in Wisconsin to a large family, and before he became a priest and brother and joined the Capuchin order in the late 1890s, he was a logger, he was a streetcar operator, a hospital orderly, and even a prison guard. And then again joined the Capuchin order. He was ordained as a priest in 1904, but they thought that his theology wasn't particularly strong. He apparently didn't get very good marks in theology, or for whatever reason, they felt that his grasp of theology wasn't very strong. So he was not allowed to preach, and he was not allowed to hear confession. So what happens is he's sent to Yonkers, New York, where he is assigned as the porter and the sacristan at the local Capuchin um, area. And even though he's not allowed to actually give sermons per se, he was allowed to give what are called fiverinos. Now, fiverinos were basically inspirational talks. So he was kind of one of the early I guess you would call him an early inspirational speaker. Um, and he served in Yonkers for several years before he went to Manhattan. Then from there, he was sent to St. Bonaventure's monastery, which is the picture that you see here is from St. Bonaventure's, where he would serve for 20 years as, again, the porter and the sacristan because he was not allowed to serve as a full priest where he would be able to hear confession and where he would be able to have he would be able to preach. Okay. He did do a service for the sick, which apparently on Wednesdays would have up to 200 people at it, and every day saw between 40 to 50 people who he consulted with. In 1947, he began to get ill and was sent to live with a novitiate house. He was sent to the novitiate house of the order where he to recover basically. And in 1957, he passed away. In 1957, when he passed away, 20,000 people passed by his casket. He was declared venerable in 1995 and blessed in 2017. Okay, so just to recap real quick, venerable basically is one of the stages on the journey to sainthood. So sainthood takes there's this whole process when you're becoming a saint, and it basically has four steps. The first of which is called servant of God. That basically is the initial um, inspection of what your virtues were or whatever. The second step is to have the person declared venerable. That's done in Rome. The first step can be done by the local diocese or by the local by the local order. The second step has to be done by in Rome by the a congregation for saints. It's a special group in Rome that basically focuses on that. The next step is to have become blessed, and that basically means that they. So to move from venerable to blessed it means that they have one miracle that has been attributed to them. That gets extremely tricky because for a miracle to have been attributed to that person, you have to have no other person have been being prayed to. So it has to be only that person who is being prayed to, and for the miracle to have occurred. And in most cases, it requires a second miracle in order to become canonized and receive the full sainthood. That can either be waived by the Pope, or in the cases of martyrs, only one miracle is necessary. Okay, so that basically gives you probably more than you actually wanted to hear about that. But what can I say? I love sharing the information that I have. So it's one of those things that your guys are going to just have to get used to, I guess. All right, well, that's about it for me today. Talk to you guys tomorrow and have a very good Saturday.